You ready to move to the defensive side of the ball? I'm
All right,
putting you
let's
on the
knock out
spot
some
here.
defense.
Do you like this fact or fiction?
I do. So far, so good.
I'm putting you on the spot. Okay. Fact or fiction defense. Leo Chanel will have more sacks than Frank Clark. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to go with fiction on that. I think Frank Clark, we all know I'm not a Frank Clark fan, but I do think he does have somewhat of a bounce back season. He did have a lot of injuries last year that really hampered him from performing the way that he's capable of. If you've seen Frank Clark lately, he's skinny Frank Clark. He's dropped a lot of weight. I think he's trying to put on some speed, and I think he's trying to get after that quarterback, man. So Leo, the Chiefs actually only use two linebackers in a lot of sets. They like using that three safety set. Spagnuolo does that a lot. So I think that you're going to see, believe it or not, I think you're going to see a lot of time split between Leo and Cook. So I think Frank Clark gets a lot more snaps. I think Frank Clark gets more sacks than Leo. So I'm going to go with
Okay.
fiction.
Fact or fiction? Chris Jones will have more than 12 sacks this season.
Fact. Chris Jones, get out there and make it a fact. I mean, we need you to be pushing that 20 mark, baby. Get out there and do something.
He was right at that last year. It was 12 or 13 last year.
And I think he can be better this year. And like we've talked about before, man, if they ever got somebody beside him that was a little bit more than Derek Nottie or Turk Wharton or something like that, like, man, he could really have a huge year. But let's hope this year's the year that Chris Jones gets out there and makes it happen, baby.
Okay. Fact or fiction? Our safeties as a combined unit will have 7+ interceptions this season.
I'm going to go with fiction. I don't think they'll have 7+. I think there'll be a few to go around. I want to say probably more in the 5 to 6 range. Now, Brian Cook, Justin Reed, they kind of play a lot alike, and I feel like they're gonna be putting on the big hits on people and making people pay for coming across the middle and things like that. I don't see them getting a whole lot of interceptions. Now, Juan Thornhill, he has in the past, especially before his injury, he was a ball hawk. So, I mean, I think Juan Thornhill, has a big bounce back season as well. So I'm going to look at maybe 2 to 3 with Thornhill and maybe 3 with the other guys. I don't think they're going to eclipse 7. No.
Okay. George Karlaftis having over 5 sacks. Fact or fiction?
Man, Karlaftis isn't the greatest at getting the quarterback as far as speed goes and everything like that. And that was his knock. That's a lot of knocks that Chiefs Kingdom had on George Karlaftis. Like, why are we drafting the guy that can't sack the quarterback? But that's BS. Karlaftis can sack the quarterback. And I'm going to go with back. He's at least going to have 5. I mean, I'm going to give him that. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go with fact.
I like it. Josh Williams starts at least one game before the season ends. Facts or fiction?
Fiction. I think that all the startings, unless barring a bunch of injuries, but I mean, I think you're looking at McDuffie, Snead, Fenton, Lonnie Johnson taking 95% of the snaps at corner.
Yeah, I think if Josh Williams is having to start, then we're having a lot of injury issues.
Well, I mean, we talked about how it's going to take some time for Josh Williams, man, because this competition level in that D2 school up to the NFL, he's got a learning curve and a half.
Right.
So I don't think he starts.
Okay, last defensive question, I believe. Fact or fiction? McDuffie will allow over 400 receiving yards against him this year. Fact or fiction? Only 400 receiving yards.
Just for measure, how many did L'Jarius Sneed or some of those let up last season? Do you know?
McDuffie, his senior season, only allowed 111 yards in his senior season.
College and NFL is 2 different ball games.
I know, and that's why we're playing.
You know what? Fiction. I'm going to have some confidence there. I think that McDuffie could come in and take Ward's role right off the bat. I don't think it's a given that Snead slides over there and takes it. I think McDuffie could very well take that spot. I think McDuffie's going to succeed. I think he is what he is, man. I think he's a baller. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a. Did you say fact that he will let that much or?
No, he won't allow over 400 yards.
Okay, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. He won't allow over 400 yards this year. McDuffie's not going to.
So you think All season long, his coverage guy is never going to get to 400 yards total.
Well, it really
That's-
depends. If he slides over to that number one spot and takes over
Right, that's
Charvarius
going to be
Ward,
tough.
then yeah, then obviously probably going to have more than 400 yards. Now, if he plays down the nickel and stuff like that, I'm all for.
So we'll say
Sam's back.
nickel only is a fact.
Yes,
If he goes CB1, fiction.
correct. That's perfect.
Good deal. Okay, two more, and these are just generals. Brett Veach will make a big trade before the season. Fact or fiction?
Man, Terry McLaurin's really wanting out of Washington, or he's wanting a better contract. That would be nasty to throw him in here, but who would leave? You know what I mean? So who does that? We've got a plethora of receivers right now that can ball. So what other position would he even trade for? Maybe I would like to
Defensive
see
end.
a defensive tackle. I don't think so, man. I don't think we see any more big trades. I just don't. I think we got what we got. I think we'll see how this team pans out after camp.
Okay, last one. Fact or fiction? The Chiefs will win the AFC West.
That's a fact. Grab your notebook, grab your pencil, and write this down. I don't care how many people are so excited about the Chargers and the Broncos and the Raiders. No, the Chiefs are winning the AFC West. End of story. Just mark it in your little book.
Okay, so that concludes 20 fact or fiction questions. Do you want to recap or no?
No, I think we covered it, man.
Yeah, I don't think it needs a recap. You put a lot of facts, and there are a lot of positive things there. So
I'm trying to be positive. I think it's going to be a good year, man. And I'm excited about what some of these new guys are bringing to the table, man.
yeah, like if you guys don't agree with our fact or fictions, let us know in the comments. If you're listening on the podcast, hit us up on Twitter at All Chiefed Up. Let us know where we went wrong, fact or fiction. But that about wraps this one up today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Steve, you got anything for them?
Yeah, if you like Fact or Fiction, you want to see it again, put it in the comments down there. Make sure you guys like the video, you subscribe, hit the bell notification. Yeah, and if you don't agree with anything I just said, I want to hear about it, man. Let's talk about it in the comments. So put it down there. I know a lot of you guys are not shy, so go ahead and say what you're thinking, and we'll respond to everybody. So thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Baby, you're the one for me. Baby, you are. I'm madly in love with you. Baby, one for me. Baby, you are meant for me. I'm madly in love with you.